Hello and welcome to AdaPulse, the channel that brings you some of the news, some of the hand-picked catalyst proposals, and some of the emerging projects that are coming through the Cardano ecosystem. Now today we're carrying on with the Catalyst Fund 9 Marathon as we try and raise awareness for as many of the most worthy proposals out there. And today we're discussing Dolos, Cardano's data node. And as usual can be found on the AdaPulse website. And this is an article by LiberLion, one of our technical writers. Now do remember to click the like button, hit subscribe and hit that bell button so you can get notified as soon as we've got content available. And we want to hear your comments. If we're missing projects from this marathon, do let us know. If there's things that you want us to talk about, get in contact, we'll make it happen. And remember, you can further support the channel by delegating your ADA to either Swag, Zod, or myself, ATM. And remember the crypt giveaway. The code will be given at the end of the video, so do stay till the end to get that. And that's to get your hands on a free crypt keeper, which is awesome. So I'm Josh from ATM. Let's crack on with this. Let's start with this tweet by Santiago Carmuega, the development leader. It looks like a node, swims like a node, quacks like a node, but it only serves data. The name chosen for the development is Dolos, the spirit of cunning deception in Greek mythology, since it's not kind of what it seems. Traditionally, nodes assume one of two roles. That is a relay or a producer of blocks. However, there is a third function that needs to be treated separately, and that is performed by nodes whose purpose is to resolve local state queries or to serve as a data source for tools such as accounting data. Now check out this cool graphic. See the difference between both types of nodes. These nodes have different requirements than producer and relay nodes, and have better performance and cost optimizations. Now check out this image. The proposal is to develop a new node, tuned to solve a very limited scope. That is to maintain an up-to-date copy of the ledger and respond to customer queries while requiring a small fraction of the network resources compared to producer and relay nodes. Now see this. By narrowing the scope and selecting a different set of trade-offs, you can optimize this role to have a small resource footprint. Implementing a data node should be relatively inexpensive compared to a full node, which does all the lifting of consensus on the ledger. Now, since the main purpose is to serve as a data source, one could also go the extra mile and add more communication protocols to facilitate interoperability. Now in this image, we have a gRPC endpoint for local state queries and mini-chain synchronization protocols that will allow seamless access from Python, Go, and the node, etc. gRPC, remote procedure calls, is a modern open source high performance remote procedure call, or RPC, framework that can run in any environment. The data nodes will share some of the features with the main Cardano node. So there's mini node to node and node to client chain synchronization protocol, block recovery protocol, mini node local status query protocol to client. Now, lastly, check out this image. By decoupling the storage mechanism, you can create nearly stateless read-only replicas to support ever-increasing workloads, all consuming the same data. For example, S3 bucket, GCP bucket, NFS, etc. Dolos will be developed as an open source project, using Rust as its main development language. The code will make heavy use of the Pallas developed by the team, which is already available, actually, on version 0.11.1. The workload carried out by this type of node cannot currently be executed on the Cardano node. This new node type will also provide features not currently available in the main Cardano node, such as HTTP to JSON endpoint for common local state queries, gRPC endpoint for local state queries, and chain synchronization procedure. Different storage options, including NFS, S3, and GCP buckets, and low memory consumption, allowed by the scope trade-offs we mentioned earlier. It will bring the following optimizations. So, drastically limits the amount of memory required to run the node, switches to storage solutions with different trade-offs like S3 and NFS, etc., provides friendlier alternative connection protocols for data queries, example Rust and gRPC, provides an authentication layer against API endpoints. Now, the goal of this project is to provide a very limited and focused version of the Cardano node that DevOps can use at a cost-effective and efficient option to implement data nodes along with producer and relay nodes. So to simplify it, they're useful in the following scenarios. So as a data source for well-known tools like DBSync, Omnios, Kark, Aura, or whatever, as a fast, low-resource node to synchronize other producer or relay nodes, as a ledger data source that scales dynamically based on the query load, as a node that leverages cloud network storage technology instead of mounted drives, as a node that scales out, enabling highly available topologies, and finally, as a low-resource local node to resolve local state queries. The roadmap. Let's start with milestone 1, proof of concept, or POC. So that's 1 month of development, 1 full-time Rust developer, 1 part-time SRE, deliverables, working prototype, chain sync client, local file system storage, subset of local state queries. So then we come to milestone 2, which is the features. So that's 2 months development, 1 full-time Rust developer, 1 part-time SRE, deliverables, working prototype, more storage options, authentication mechanism, gRPC endpoint, HTTP and JSON endpoint, chain sync and block fetch server, taking us to milestone 3, hardening and documentation. So there's 1 month development with 1 part-time Rust developer, 1 part-time SRE, 1 full-time technical writer with deliverables, fully functional V1, performance optimization, all the bug fixing, and a documentation site. If the project achieves good adoption, the team intends to resubmit a proposal to Catalyst for a version 2. Now, project progress will be measured by published progress that matches the reach of predetermined milestones. Now, each milestone will be presented as a partial but functional sort of release within the repository and can be tracked through GitHub using its project management tool. Direct communication with the development team will be possible through the TXPipe Discord server, and weekly update summaries will be posted through the TXPipe Twitter account as well. There will be no strict and quantifiable measurement until the proof of concept for this project, so milestone 1, is developed. The team. TXPipe is a small team of experienced developers, and they present themselves as passionate about open source and Cardano. TXPipe is the team behind existing projects like Aura and Pallas, which we've covered on AdaPulse in the past. They specialize in back-end development, data pipelines, and cloud architecture. Rust is their language of choice. Santiago Carmuega will lead the software development. He is a senior developer who claims to have over 20 years of software development experience and is very active in the Cardano open source ecosystem. So his GitHub and Twitter will be posted below, so you can follow him and see all their work. Alejandro Diabanche will be the SRE in charge of validating, implementing, and testing the project at each milestone. He's a senior system administrator with more than 15 years experience. He's been working on blockchain for more than 5 years. Then there's Florencia Luna, not related to the failed token, will be in charge of the technical writing. She is a junior developer with a background mainly in technical writing. And then we have Federico S. Whale will be the director of the project. He's a senior project manager, has a PhD in science, and has led more than 10 research projects over the last 20 years, managing resources and people. They plan to hire a new software developer with Rust experience to contribute to the code base starting at milestone 2 when they get there. And that brings us to the end of the Dolos proposal. It's a great project, not the sexiest in the world, but that's a good thing. It shows it's more about function. And a link to their Catalyst proposal will be in the description below. Remember, AdaPulse actually has a proposal out in the Fund 9, so there'll be a link to that as well. That is just so we can carry on educating people and also boosting all the other proposals that can easily be missed by, just like this one. And so do click the like button, hit subscribe, and hit that bell button so you can get notified as soon as we've got content available. And if we've missed any projects that you feel need a bit more publicity, then do drop us a comment and we'll see if we can include it in other videos and in other articles. And the time for the free Crypt Keeper that people are after, the code is here. If you put that code, there's only 2 a week available, so good luck to whoever gets it. And remember, you can further support the channel by delegating your ADA to either Swag, Zod, or myself, ATM. And I'm Josh, your presenter for AdaPulse. That's it for today. Thank you.